Just stay with us. We also have Mr. Sanjay Sahay, former IPS, who's now joining us. Mr. Sahay, very, very distressing news that one is learning of from Tamil Nadu. Now that there is an official statement that's come out from the state's chief minister, he's talking about the death toll that is standing at 36, but that includes several children, 8 children and 16 women. The kind of crowd control that is being much debated, what the state government's role should have been here to implement the kind of rules that must be in place for such a massive rally, all of it is being discussed. What are your views of what you've learned of this incident so far?
Whatever I've learned of this particular stampede is precisely the same thing which we saw in Bangalore a couple of months back. So the whole thing is being dealt in a very, very casual manner, both by the organizers and by the government and the police itself. We can always claim that we have done the adequate arrangements. But adequate arrangements should withstand the test of time, and the test of time is when the crowds come soaring in at that particular point in time, you should be in a position to control. I was on some other channel and people have been talking about that only 10,000 people's permission was taken and variety of other things. The point is that law and order stops at the police and finally at the state government. So if the establishment, and it's clear cut, it is mandated in law, the police also knows, the government also knows, in TV debates, they want to do some cover fire and escape. That is nearly all. So they are well aware of the fact if they took permission of 10,000 and the crowd started soaring, which primarily means...
Allow me to put this latest news out. I'm really sorry to interrupt you. We are learning that the Home Minister has spoken with the Chief Minister of the state, Mr. M.K. Stalin. He's taken stock of the situation on ground. He's also offered all possible help from the centre. So this is the latest news that's also trickling in. Even as an action report is being sought of the M.K. Stalin government, there's a conversation that the Home Minister has had with M.K. Stalin. He's offered every possible help from the centre and he's taking stock of the situation on ground from M.K. Stalin. Yes, Mr. Sahay.
So 10,000 people permission was given, and when so whatever transpired is a different story. So now if there are more than 10,000 people come, whose job is to assess the crowd, or we will go by some document and some permission? The job of police is dynamic and real time. Their job is to contain the situation, to create that situation of this nature does not happen. And in case there is a crisis management required, the crisis management also should be of that level. We are again finding the same issues of how the injured have to be carried to the hospitals. Those issues are there. It was in Haridwar, it was in Karnataka, it is happening there as well. So finally what the government tries, as in the RCB case, so put it on to the organizers. Now organizers to a level when you give them the permission, then to enforce the permission is your job. Or you will keep blaming that Vijay did not, he brought crowd more than 10,000. And that is why we failed, and we should not be blamed for that. This is a very crazy sort of a situation. So crowd assessment, then joint visiting of the area where the function will happen. All these things have to happen. It is known as the advanced security license. If you today get into the records, you will not find any of these things. And that is why we are where we are. They are saying he left Chennai at this time, he did that. You should have stopped him in Chennai only. And then again the other story is that had we controlled, something would have happened. But who is mandated to control? Who is legally mandated to control? Is the police who has to control.
Yes, definitely. The state government cannot hide behind this argument that had we tried to control Vijay, we would have been accused of stifling any kind of voice that speaks against the ruling dispensation, in this case the DMK, because that is also one of the arguments that are coming to fore. Stay on that thought, Mr. Sahay. We also have to go to our colleague Payal Mehta, who's just got us that information of the Union Home Minister speaking with the State Chief Minister. Payal, over to you.
Well, like we just reported that this tragedy has in fact, affected everybody to see, this sad incident coming to the fore. The Union Home Minister has had a word with the governor, and we have also earlier flagged that the governor is going to seek a report to be submitted to the centre as far as this tragedy is concerned. And the Home Minister has also, spoken to the Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin, assured all support, from the center, given the fact that this is an hour of crisis as well. And, irrespective of the fact, Riya, that whether you have a government which is, BJP-run government, the opposition, in this hour of crisis, the center stands very firmly with the state. And therefore, you've seen that tweet on X coming in from Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well. So all support has been assured to the state. If they need any assistance as such, the center is standing shoulder to shoulder with them in this tragic incident, because the lives of the common man have been lost. And of course, Mr. M.K. Stalin has already ordered an inquiry, so we'll have to just wait and see what pans out. But as of now, the government of the day has ordered the inquiry in the state, but the center has assured all help or assistance provided that needs to be provided.
Right, Pal, thank you so much for that. In fact, let me go back to my guests, Mr. Sahay and Mr. R. Rajgopalan, who continue to be with us on the broadcast. Mr. Rajgopalan, one thing that is definitely coming out as part of the conversation, and each and everybody who I'm speaking to is talking about how they feared that such a thing would have happened. We had Ms. Soundarajan who said the same thing. We had many other political analysts who joined us who said the same thing. Even the DMK member, Mr. Saravanan, was making a mention of this. But the fact that the conjecture was that such a possibility is very much there, why was it not stopped?
The police and the state government are in collision with each other, madam, simple as that. Mr. M.K. Stalin, DMK chief, was afraid of negative voting if the rally was stopped. It is easy to say. Mr. Sahay has been a senior police officer, but crowd management, of course, is a very dangerous one, very, very difficult one. But you cannot be blaming it only on the politicians or organizers or on the police. Point is, Mr. Vijay, who said 10,000 people, but they attracted more than 30 to 40,000 people. Who, and moreover, on the dais, Mr. Vijay is dancing, saying, heckling the DMK minister with a song, Patturuba Palu, like that. He's singing a song that instigated the, roused the sentiments of the common person. They danced, they fell on each other. That is why the stampede happened. Now, one thing is possible. Last year, the Kumbh Mela was celebrated very well. There are stampede even there. In crowd, there should be a crowd management. We cannot have, there are 10,000 people, but you have got only 450 policemen. How can you manage, madam? You cannot be blaming the police. You cannot be blaming the organization. Any judicial inquiry which will submit a report, this will be politicized. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow morning, they will forget about it.
But Mr. Rajgopalan, are you seriously saying that we cannot blame the police or the organizers? Because here, in this case, this rally is not a standalone rally. There have been many of the Vijay rallies that have taken place every Saturday at that. And it was, in fact, ridden with a lot of controversy. Despite everything that has happened, even the High Court, in fact, came out and ensured and asked the state government to pose these rules, which were a must-do for any kind of political rally in the state, to ensure that kind of safety. In fact, there was some amount of stump that needed to be, in fact, put a security amount that was also mentioned by the courts. It was court mandated, sir.
Madam, two reasons. The buck stops at the Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin. And the second one is Director General of Police. But there is no Director General of Police in Tamil Nadu. He is only in charge. Why should Tamil Nadu government appoint a full-time DGP? Second thing, it is a politics. Coming to the nitty-gritty of it, definitely DMK will make use of this stampede and control the negative voices by the EPS, Edapadi Palaniswamy, ADMK, or TVK, for that matter, any
But Mr. Rajgopalan, the fact that you keep saying that, I have had Mr. Saravanan who made the exact same point, that we had to look away because we would have been accused of stifling Vijay's voice. How is that justified, sir?
It is double-edged weapon. DMK can take side. Similarly, TVK, Mr. Vijay can also take side. Vijay has been saying he is not going out public because he apprehended this type of stampede. He also did not go to the site where the anti-airport agitation is still going on. Parandur. He did not go there because stampede will be there. Now it is realized, madam, the 40 lives, who are going to return to the 40 lives? Will DMK, MK Stalin or the Vijay?
Right.
The
Mr.
public are
Sahay.
sufferers.
There is another big question, Mr. Sahay. I'd want your word on this. 36 is the death number,
Yes.
death toll at the moment. That is the official figure. At least we go by that because it's been put out by the Chief Minister's office. So far, Vijay or his party, TVK, has not said a word about this tragedy.
See, basically, the celebrities of Vijay's type, and more so what I've been seeing of Vijay since the time he got into the political arena and started his party, he has been very, very audacious and he has not been getting into anything which is from a governance or from an organizational point of view where you control and you have a leadership sort of a thing. And might be his immaturity or whatever you call it, but ignorance cannot be in any way condoned in public domain. So what he has done is certainly unforgivable. And if we go by, at least we have one instance, that of Allu Arjun. If you go by that instance, straight away culpable homicide not amounting to murder, that case can be slapped to him and it will also have a very, very sobering impact on the political class itself. Otherwise, they are not going to learn and everything will happen in a casual manner. So the Vijay's behavior has been more than casual. Whatever the organization of this crowd management has taken place, if we get into the nitty-gritty of it from a police, intelligence and enforcement angle, I think there will be more of holes than whatever they would have covered. If you talk from the government side, then again it is the same story. What the government does not want is to lose the political ground. So governance, law and order and crowd management, they are very, very secondary things for any government today because the party never is able to come out of the political mold. So election, votes, electoral victory, and there ends the matter, and then you keep politicking till the time you reach the next election. Governance and crowd control, law and order, and things of that nature needs a huge amount of neutrality. If that neutrality is not there, if you are not fair, you don't work as the law demands, and law will not demand as per this party or that party. Law will demand in favor of the people for their welfare, for their safety, and that is what is being compromised on a day-to-day basis. On another channel, I think one political analyst who was primarily on behalf of the DMK, so he finally moved out. Because there is absolutely no explanation. It is defending the indefensible. Vijay is also indefensible. The nature of crowd management, and it was impending. It is a man-made disaster. It is abatement broadly, and abatement of all the sides. It is Vijay also of the official machinery or the law enforcement machinery, and also of the government. So everybody knew it's going to happen, but nobody wants to bail the cat. And this is how crowd management will happen in this country. This is how cases will be registered. So if you put a tweet in social media, you can go for NSI. And if 30 people die in your function or gathering or public meeting, then it's fine. It's hunky dory.
Right. Mr. Sahay, you began with talking about the victory lap of RCB in Karnataka, in Bengaluru, which resulted
Yes.
in tragedy. That also was a result of an announcement that came from the official handle of RCB on social media. There was another announcement that came from Vijay on his own social media 2 days earlier. He spoke about this grievance redressal rally. The kind of details that have emerged from that letter, that he's urged people to come share their grievances, that also tells a different story that's completely away from the claims that the DMK has been making on the kind of permission that was given to the actor turned politician. They speak about 10,000. The kind of chairs that were required there were beyond 1 lakh. How at all was such a thing? How did it go unnoticed is my question. We continue to talk about the police presence, the arrangement that needed to be apt, but it's okay to give a permission of 10,000. But if at all something is going amiss, why did the police not act?
Nothing has gone unnoticed. It is a pure casual behavior, and the paper and the permission does not connect to what is happening on the ground. Unfortunately, when things of this nature happen, then they start looking for cover. And this particular letter is part of that cover. The police and the organizers are supposed to go to that particular place and they are supposed to do an advanced security liaison, which also includes the state intelligence people. And then they draw up a plan. And the person who is actually doing the dirty part of the event management, which is barricades and things of that nature, so that those people have to be supervised the police. The electrical thing has to be electrical, and the civil part has to be taken care by the PWD. There are all things which are laid down. Then the other thing about 10,000, leave aside the chairs. If the organizers say 10,000 and bring 1 lakh, what is police's assessment? Police is a dynamic, real-time organization which their main job is crisis management day in and day out. And when they get time to plan, I think they should do it wonderfully. So they say we have not been able to assess. Somebody was telling on this channel or the other channel that 18,000 people are working for state intelligence. If 18,000 people are working for state intelligence, it might be an exaggerated figure, but even if a much smaller number of people are working for state intelligence, and certainly Vijay is one of the top persons they would be watching as part of whatever intelligence is gathered for him, against him, in whichever manner, things would have been crystal clear that this is the nature. And when crowd starts moving in, still you can't make out. The crowd started coming at 12 o'clock. You have to wait till 7 o'clock in the evening. And again, we are talking of RCP. RCP put a tweet. Why the commissioner of police, he cannot put a tweet that this is wrong, it is false information, it is for 10,000 people. So you keep your mouth shut. And when you land into a precarious situation, when precious lives are lost, at that particular time, point in time,
And
you start doing the drama.
Here, since we're also talking about a very popular actor of the country, of Tamil Nadu, much loved, we can't even begin the argument talking about a responsibility that needs to be exercised of each and every individual who decided to assemble there. Because here they were also ardent fans of the actor who have gotten guided by his on-screen avatar, on-screen image. Mr. Gopallan, I'll pose that very question to you once again, but I want to get in an update from my colleague Purnima Murli, who is giving us all these details that are slowly trickling in. Purnima, we are getting to know of Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, who's already going to leave for Karur tonight itself. He starts as soon as he's done with all the duties here and that meeting that he's a part of. But that one question remains. There was an announcement that was made by TVK, by Vijay on the 25th itself. He had spoken to people through his social media to come and assemble on these grounds here in Karur. That assembly started from early morning. The time, however, that was given was between 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Just help us understand how did everything play out here?
Well, this is the third day of his yatra, and every time there's a yatra organized by Vijay. The first time when he kick-started his yatra, there was overcrowding and there was an overwhelming response to his yatra, which is why in Trichy, where he kick-started his yatra, he was scheduled to arrive there at 10:30 a.m., but he only reached by 3:30 p.m. There were 3 districts that he was planning to cover, but he was only able to cover 2, which was Ariyallur, and he had to skip Perambalur because of the crowd. And this is something that was also seen during the second day of his yatra, which was last Saturday. And today also, people started gathering in Karur as early as 8 and 9 a.m. because the schedule that was given was between 1 and 3 p.m. So people started arriving early, and they waited patiently till Vijay arrived, which was post 6 p.m. And because of the heat, because of the overcrowding, it was a small lane where he, in fact, made that speech. And as he started making that speech, there were several people who fainted. There were ambulances that were lining up in that stretch. And then initially they said 20 people fainted. They were rushed to hospitals, but the number only increased. Currently, the death toll stands at 36, and 15 more people are being treated. Some of the deceased also reportedly include children and women is what we are given to understand, but we'll have to wait for the official numbers on that. But this is something that that only the TVK has to answer. So far, no statement yet from TVK. Chief Minister, who is holding a consultative meeting at the Secretariat, will be leaving for Karur by 1 a.m. is what we are given to understand.
Tomorrow, Deputy Chief Minister, who is in Dubai, will be returning and will visit Karur tomorrow morning. Edapadi Palaniswamy, the leader of opposition, will also visit Karur tomorrow. But these are some of the latest developments. 36 is the death toll at the moment, and 50 more undergoing treatment as we speak.